up? It's your girl Mo and welcome back to my channel. Yes. So today we're going to be playing with the Pat McGrath Midnight Sun palette that I recently hauled in my last Sephora haul video, which probably will be my last Sephora haul for a long time, you guys. Like, honestly, I was just, like I told you guys in the video, if you haven't seen it, I was so underwhelmed by what the offerings were. And this was one of the palettes that I was kind of just like, I was second guessing myself. I was like, did I just spend $100+ on a palette that I know I'm never going to use again? Is it worth it? And why does this look so similar to the other palette that I have from Pat McGrath? So we're going to get into all that in this video. I'm going to show you guys how I accomplished this look and what my final thoughts are after it's all said and done. So if you guys are brand new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, comment, all that jazz, and let's get into the video. What's poppin'? So I was just on Instagram Live. If you guys are not following me on IG, please do yourself a favor, because sometimes I pop up on the scene from time to time. I just be chit-chatting or bringing you guys behind the scenes on what I'm doing. So I was on Instagram Live doing my base for this here video, because I was letting you guys know that I'm going to finally play with the Pat McGrath Midnight Sun palette that I hauled on my last Sephora haul video. This is what it looks like. So I'm just gonna, you know, throw together a little look-see or whatever, you know. So let's get started. I already, again, have my full base on. Everything that I use off camera will be down below. The first thing that I did to my eyes was prime with the Fenty Pro Filt'r eyeshadow primer. So that's already on. And then I set with the Pat McGrath Deep 5 setting powder. The only reason why I use this on my eyelids is because I like the color that it gives. And it's too dark for me to use all over my face, unfortunately. I might try, I was gonna say I might try to go back and get Deep 4, which is a shade under this, just to see if I can use that all over my face. But the Pat McGrath foundation unfortunately breaks me out, and I don't want to take the risk of putting on her powder on my face because it might break me out. So I think I'm just gonna stick to using it for my eyeshadow, my eyelid setting powder, unfortunately. First thing I'm gonna do is take this Morphe R37 brush, and I'm going to dip into this shade right here as my transition, my first transition. Oh, okay, so I haven't used a Pat McGrath palette in a long time, but the first thing that I noticed as soon as I put my brush in, I'm getting some powder that's kicking up. I always just like to point that out. I know some people are really picky about it. It personally does not bother me at all. As long as it doesn't fall all over my face and make a huge mess, then I don't really care about what it does in the pan. So anyway, I'm just taking this and blending it in through my crease. And hopefully, I feel like I need to change the settings on my camera because it looks a little weird. Okay, so first thing I'm noticing is that this color is showing up a lot darker than it looks in the pan. So on my lid, it actually is like turning into this like burnt reddish brick shade rather than what it looks like here. You know what I mean? I'm getting ready for work, so I'm gonna play with some color, but I'm not gonna go too crazy just because I always keep it really neutral in my office, and I don't want people to be like all in my face asking me a million questions about why I have this colorful eyeshadow on today. So that's the only struggle. I'm not gonna do anything super crazy and colorful, but I'm gonna use this palette the way that I probably would use it every day anyway, assuming that I pick this up ever again after this video. Okay, so for my under brow bone highlight, I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which I swatched, and it is this one right there. So I'm just gonna take that on this little Smith brush and put that under the brow bone to give you a little lift situation. It's very frosty, like way more frosty than what I typically would like to put under my brow. Okay. This is going terribly so far. So I'm gonna just try to take this color right here, this like medium brown, on that same brush and apply that between the red and the brow bone to see if I can help soften the edges and not make that look so crazy. Because right now it's looking unblended and a hot ass mess. Okay, so now I'm kind of being pulled to this green color right here. I love this shade. It's really, really pretty. So I'm going to take that on a flat MAC 239. Just picking it up like this, and then I'm going to press it onto my lid. It's actually a really, really pretty green. And the formula of the shadow is like super soft, which is nice. So pretty. This it makes sense now that I'm thinking about the name of this palette. It's called the Midnight Sun, because I'm like, I feel like every color in here is pretty deep, like at least the way that it transitions on the lids. So like normally I would probably dip into this to like deepen up my outer V, but I don't even think I'm going to because everything already is pretty dark. I'm gonna probably bounce around to a different palette or something just to use some different shades. Oh, actually, oh my god, I have these little MAC eyeshadows here in my vanity that I forgot about. So I'm gonna actually take Brown Script, which is like a super classic MAC shadow, and I'm gonna use that to throw in my crease to kind of like give me a transition between the lid shade and that dark Pat McGrath color that I initially laid down. I feel like it was missing something like lighter. There we go. That makes me happier. Okay, so I was like, something is missing here. Something is not quite panning out correctly. I'm gonna take a little bit more of like it's a blending brush, but it's a little bit more dense. This is the Smith 230, and I'm gonna go back into that red shade, and I'm going to pack that in the outer corner. I think this shadow actually does look better when you pack it first and then blend it out, because otherwise it loses the color and it ends up just blending away and becoming really dark. So this is better. That's probably what I did wrong. I should have done this to begin with, but it's okay. We're learning. I'm not a professional, we know this. Oh, it's actually beautiful. It's like giving me like a super pretty brick red shade when you pack it on first and then start to blend. Oh. All right, that's cute. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to that same little small Smith brush that I used for my brow bone highlight, and I'm gonna take this really pretty color right here and pop that. It's like really shimmery, like super shimmery. It looks like actually more like just glitter than anything else, like more than color. And I'm just gonna pop that in the center to kind of like give me a spotlight and brighten it up a smidge bit. Yeah, this is actually way more glittery than it is color. So this is perfect. Like this is probably intended to be like a topper, like how I'm using it. So I'm dipping into the purple with a little pencil brush, and I'm gonna put that in my inner corner. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do something kind of like neutral because I'm going to work, and here I am with purple in my inner corner. Okay, so definitely should have put down some powder because the glitter is falling over my face, but it doesn't look bad. It's just in the sun, I'm gonna definitely be looking like a little bit of a disco ball. Take my favorite Smith brush for my under eye. This is the 220. I'm gonna go back into that red shade, that brick color, and kind of like stamp this underneath and then blend it out, since I know that it works. It shows up better when you stamp it first. Okay, what I'm gonna do is put black in my waterline at the bottom, which is something that I don't ever really do anymore, but it's necessary. And I'm gonna be out of frame, so I'll be right back. So I just threw in this Morphe liner in my waterline at the bottom. It's just called Dark Room, and then I'm gonna just drag it down a little bit with a little Morphe brush R43. Now I feel like I have to do a wing liner because it just will complete this look. So I'm gonna go back in with, or not back in, so I'm gonna go in with my Tom Ford liquid liner. This is the eye defining pen in 01 Deeper, and do myself a little swing. BRB. Okay, so liner is on, and then I also went in with some mascara. Now I'm going to put on some lashes. These are some little cheap lashes from like a beauty store, Elegant Lashes. And they're basically just like RWSP, to be quite honest with you. This is what they look like. So I'm going to put these on. So while I'm letting my lash glue simmer, I am going to finish up my face. So I think I want to use, I'm gonna skip bronzer today. I'm just gonna go back into my favorite NARS Unfiltered One Cheek palette that I use every day. And I'm actually gonna put on this red Exhibit A blush, which you can buy as part of their regular it's part of their regular blush shades. So I'm just putting that on the apples of my cheek and blending back. And I don't want to use too much because this blush, like the NARS blushes are my favorite because they literally last all day. Like this blush does not really fade on me. But because it's red, I don't want to put on too much, you know what I mean? What do I want to use for, let's stick with Pat, shall we? I'm going to use this Pat McGrath, it looks terrible, but it's so beautiful. Pat McGrath Fine Gold Pigment as my highlighter today. Yes, God. Give me a good highlight and just like, I have nothing to complain about. I'm gonna do chest. I'm gonna do like a nude. Oh, ha! I'm gonna finally use these lip products that I talked about in my last video. That Clinique sent me because I wore them and they're beautiful. Beautiful nude shades. So chestnut on the lips, because what else is new? And then I'm gonna go in with Suede as my lipstick. And I like these a lot because they're creamy and they don't feel dry on the lips at all. There's another color called Nuzzle that it's in my purse, otherwise I would have used that one, but so beautiful for a nude. And then on top, I'm gonna take the lip gloss that I had to buy 3 times because I keep losing it, but it's so appropriate for this look. This is Bronze Temptation lip gloss from Pat McGrath. So beautiful. Yes. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna throw on these lashes. All right, here we are with the final look. Yes. So cute, right? It actually came out really nice. It still is subtle within my realm of subtle. Like this is still like a very wearable look. I literally would feel comfortable wearing this to work on a daily basis and not really feeling a way about it, probably minus the lashes. But yes, and the shadows worked really nicely. Really, it was my bad for using that red shade the wrong way initially, because it definitely doesn't show up as dark. Like you'll keep the color that you like, the intended color, if you just pack it and then start to blend. So that was on me. I'll take that. That was my bad. But other than that, the shadows are gorgeous, and there's so many more that I didn't even play with. So I guess my final thoughts are that this palette is actually pretty fire. Is it worth $125 or $100 if you get it on sale? I mean, that's really up to you. I always say that. When it comes to luxury products, like, is it worth it is all dependent on your perspective on like what is, you know, like the value, you know what I mean? But for me, am I mad that I spent the money? No. Am I gonna wear this every single day of my life? Probably not. But because it actually is pretty versatile and I can still do a very neutral look and then play with the pops of color that it does offer, I'll definitely make sure I keep it at the front of my vanity so I could actually use it more often than I probably would otherwise, you know? So hopefully that was helpful. You guys know what to do from here. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. Give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. What do you think of the final look? Are you feeling it or nah? And I will see you guys really soon in my next video. Say it with me now. Bye. Bye, guys.